All these guys releasing 20 tracks a year on Beatport. It's and suddenly they've got a profile and they're getting a ton of DJ gigs and touring the world. And
well, that's it. It's the suddenly up and comer DJ is like after you've been playing for 6 months, you're no longer an up and comer. After a year, you've suddenly been touring for ages or whatever it is, and the scale of it has just shrunk. Whereas I still hear a guy's been playing for 2 years, and I think I'm still getting to grips with my DJing. Really, how's the guy's been doing it for 2 years going to be?
Well, if he's only ever playing 1 BPM,
well, yeah,
it's just going to help, isn't it?
you know what? I only clicked onto that recently.
Well, it's
It was just like putting tracks into Ableton and just realising they're all the same damn speed.
Yeah.
Well,
in the club you would... Oh, okay, that's
I don't need to.
Friend of mine's ardently non-musical, but knows a lot of DJs and has had a play with free groups. And even he was able to say, oh yeah, dubstep's 140 BPM, but it's done in half time.
Yeah.
To be able to say with full confidence it is a particular tempo.
Yeah. Damn it!
See,
that's what the problem with all mine. I have to speed it up to 2 BPM.
Problem with the range.
My dubstep is 150. Just because.
Just goes.
Yeah.
I'm changing all my tracks. Mine tend to be like 126 to 130, but I'm going to go in there and I'm going to put the point into everything.
0.7.
Yeah, I'm totally
You're
going to
that
do
guy. I get those tracks occasionally.
But it's going to be slightly out of tune then. It's going to be slightly out of tune.
No, there's actually...
Oh no! All the new stuff from now. I'll do it. Yeah.
You can automate the BPM on the transport, so you can actually have tracks that start out as 128 but end up as 130.
Yeah, I've got a few of those too.
That really would be great.
Fucks with people,
That's a funny thing I've noticed, because now I'm basically mixing completely inside a computer these days.
Yeah.
And it's taken me a while to go off vinyl and off the vinyl controller into it, and that's what gets me, is anything that has any variance in the BPM or anything like that is a real pain now, because it shifts, and naturally I would used to just grab platter or push it, grab the pitch or whatever it is, and now in the computer you've got this moment of it's just gone out, and my brain just sometimes just goes, I don't know if I can be bothered. because it's just like, it's going to take me work, whereas if it was on a record or a CD, I could just nudge it back in.
I am so afraid of losing that sharpness, of going, my God, I can't work out which is forward or back anymore, or what I've got to do. That is one of my greatest fears, is not being able to respond. And I actually said this to a young guy recently. I said, "What you're cueing you're putting the pitch control, you're making that adjustment before you even put the CD in." I said, what happens if you're playing outdoors one day and you can't read the CD screen? Because of the sunlight. Because you can't, when you're outdoors, you can't.
I've started, because originally when I went on to Tractor, it had the auto sync, and I'd set everything up, so I'd pre-beat match it and I'd lock it together, and then you could change everything and add things there. But what I also realised is, even though they were perfectly in theory locked together, they didn't necessarily feel right.
No.
So I've started letting them loose so I can nudge them again. And just sometimes, even though it's not in theory what the perfect beat should be, looking at the waveforms, it's just got that swing and that tension comes back, and then just when it drops you can nudge it forward and it locks together again. You can you can have two tracks the same, but they can still be out, and if you can't work out which is riding slightly ahead, you're going to push it the wrong way or something, and you're going to be in grip.
It's like a forward floor track, but the hi-hats or whatever
something just doesn't, and the kicks might even be perfectly on, that they're almost flanged, but just something doesn't feel, and sometimes just letting something drift a bit just causes that push forward.
Maybe if one's got a 16A quantize on it, one's got a 16C, or something. Little things like that, just they can start to give you headaches even to the same speed.
No, it's just sometimes it's a feel, and that was I'm just trying to think the lineage of the tip, but it was might be through Andy Van or something. It was just like the track you bring in, just let it drift a little bit behind, and then when you're ready for it to take over, it's just nudge it forward in, and then that's when it swaps over. So it gives you just that feel of something, that tension of it being held back a little bit, and everyone just this isn't quite right, and then all of a sudden when the mix drops, everything falls in place, and it's actually that release, that tension and release. which computer systems, Ableton systems, completely destroy any concept of that.
Yeah.
Unless I go back in and start creating keys now to actually let me do it again.
Do that tonight.
Well, I have. I've now got keys set up so that I drop it and then actually just nudge it manually back in or out until it sounds right again in the headphones.
You have to wonder, the average punter, how much of this they're taking in. One of my big arguments about, say, becoming a really awesome jazz musician is who are you playing this for? Your average London bar, such as it was, punter or whoever, isn't going to be able to discern between someone that's put in, 5 hours practice a week and 1 million hours practice a week. So
But isn't this why we have critics? Isn't this why, it's the same with sports people and Monday morning or Sunday morning, and everyone's got their viewpoint, and it's almost like they're the ones that keep the serious people, the people who really aspire,
on their toes.
Yeah, it really does. Just to know that there's someone out there who could turn around and go, God, you're shit.
Well,
and
our base is online about that, isn't it? By bloggers and forums and stuff.
Or big blogs and promotional
or even just those peers of yours who you kind of respect, or because I kind of love doing it to young kids that now, like 3 years ago they stood in your DJ booth, they just hassled you while you're playing, and now they're all trying to DJ and turn around and doing it to them. Just give them the absolute shit right back to them. I had great delight in doing it to one guy about 6 months ago. But I think it's really, really important that I think people that do care about what they're doing and who aspire, if you want to be a great jazz musician or a great DJ or play live, that you do think in the back of your mind of, there might just be that one person out there who does know exactly what you're doing, who'll turn around and go, oh, fuck you, you're shit.
Yeah, actually, anyone you, because you said there's actually someone you turn to still today, and kind of sort of listen out for their criticism of you.
A mentor, kind of that.
Yeah, like you mentioned, the person that taught you the beat match, but today is there someone that still kind of gives you that reality check?
Yeah, I think any person or any DJ, whether it's you or people that have sort of come through a certain era, I think that they all give me a reality. They all give me a reality check. Yeah. It's I think it's really, really important. It's
healthy.
Yeah.